In 2007, the gaming world was introduced to a title that would go on to redefine what we thought was possible in the world of graphics, open world design, and technological innovation. That game was Bro, this game was so ahead of its time. Listen to this list of features it had, and remember, this was a 2007 game. Here we go. Ambient occlusion, real-time lighting with soft shadows, God rays, subsurface scattering, heavy usage of parallax mapping, advanced displacement geometry on water surfaces, advanced LOD system, nice physics engine and destructible environments that took advantage of that, and procedural animations. There is a shit ton more than that, but I'm not going to go through it all right now. I have put a link in the description which will lead to an incredible Word document that goes much further into detail. Despite its hefty system requirements, CRYSIS went on to sell over 3 million copies by 2009, cementing its place as a key title in PC gaming history. Players and critics alike were drawn to its unique blend of freedom, strategic gameplay, and visual spectacle. So, what made CRYSIS so unforgettable? Let's find out. The game opens with the brutal fact that it takes place in 2020. I can only hope COVID isn't an issue in this timeline. Well, COVID isn't, but by the sounds of it, we're experiencing something just as bad. A woman over the radio talks about people being rounded up and executed. You know, all the best bits of war. The camera zooms in to the not so pearly gates, and everyone watching this cutscene gets flashbanged as the door opens. And we time travel to August 14th, a week later. It really must have been the pearly gates though, because we cut to being above the clouds. Oh, okay, never mind, we're just in an airborne vehicle. We play as a big motherfucker called Nomad, whose real name is Jake Dunn. We partake in slaughtering North Koreans as part of Raptor Team, a specialized unit of the military who have access to one of the coolest weapons in video game history, the nanosuit. This hosepipe looking beast increases the strength, speed, and durability of whoever's wearing it, allowing them to perform feats far beyond regular normie soldiers. But back to the story. This guy, Prophet, is yelling the mission briefing into our sensitive little ears. We're on a covert op to evac a man called Dr. Rosenthal. We lost contact with him a week ago, around the same time we saw those flashbang doors open. As I briefly mentioned earlier, the enemy military in this game is the North Koreans, and they currently have no idea that we're on our way. So we have the element of surprise. We put our masks on in effort to avoid catching the virus, and jump out the back of a plane, because even if we do get COVID, maybe we can burn it out when we reach terminal velocity. As Raptor Team plummets to the ground, we have a casual conversation about the guy we're saving, and the mission brief. This dude, Jester, says that Dr. Rosenthal must have found something big to God damn, a conspiracy already? This is my type of game. Prophet interrupts to tell us all to focus, and to tell us we have limited intel, and he also says some military shit that I don't understand, but basically, we're on our own. Alright, it seems like we've fallen far enough. Let's get these chutes open.
What the hell? You see that? Nomad's hit! He lost his chute!
My chute's gone! My damn chute is gone! I've got no man, no reserve.
Keep it together, kid. You're over water. Your suit should absorb the impact.
Oh, well, now that we've bathtub toasted the fish in a 20-meter radius, let's make our way to solid land. Whatever it was that hit Nomad in the air, it scrambled his HUD. But who needs that thing? It's just an unfamiliar island we know nothing about. I doubt a map is necessary.
Turtle!
Hello, Dodon. Aztec seems to be some sort of scrambled as well. Prophet is unable to get a visual feed from him. But we're all making our way to the LZ, so I'm sure we'll see him again soon. Prophet scans our balls, and this then sends us into the tutorial section. He fixes our HUD, and we learn how to open the suit control menu, which gives us access to the different suit options. The first one, and my favourite one, is the speed option, which injects steroids directly into Nomad's legs and allows him to use the Speed Force. And while I'm on the topic, I may as well talk about the energy bar. Pretty much just a glorified stamina bar. It's half good and half shit. The good part is that it adds an extra layer of depth to the strategy, because all of the suit options use energy. But the bad part is that it depletes faster than I can swallow a wiener.
I'm just saying.
In this tutorial section, we're also taught how to prone, which I will literally never use again after this point. However, the best feature of the game is next, the ability to pick up and throw objects. It's also here that we're told how to equip attachments. This is another awesome feature. On the fly, you can equip and unequip attachments, but it's another 50-50 thing because you don't really need to change them unless I'm missing out on some important detail. But I barely ever change my attachments once I've got them equipped. I mean, a sight, a silencer, and a laser pointer is all you really need at any given point. We come across the first of the survivors of the Oceanic Flight 815 and promptly dome Jin in the back of the head. Continuing our stealthy approach, I headshot another enemy and proceed to miss 10 other shots before taking down the other one.
Nope.
Aztec pipes up for the first time since our graceful fall and lets us know that he's tangled in some trees. Badass super soldier right there. We catch up with Jester and make our way to Aztec. What the fuck was that? Aztec pisses his pants, which we use as the trail to track him down. Aztec, where the fuck are you, man? Oh shit, you managed to take down the Korean circling you? Hell yeah, brother. Oh, what? Someone spilled a bottle of marinara sauce here, bro. Holy shit!
Tester, report in. What's Aztec's status?
Not great.
What have you got? KPA?
Negative, sir. We got 4 dead Koreans, but there's no way Aztec killed them. Something else took these guys out. Tore their bodies up bad.
All right, pay your respects and move on. Rendezvous at the landing zone.
What about Aztec, sir? We just gonna leave him hanging here?
Negative. We're gonna vaporize. We can't allow the Koreans to get their hands on that suit. Stand back.
Damn it. Never get used to that.
I suppose we should just keep moving, huh, Jester? Prophet tells us that there's a signal jammer close to our position, and eventually we make it back out of the jungle and onto the beach. We whip out the binos and start peeping on the men down below.
Huh?
Dude, he's looking directly at me. What the f?
There is certainly an attempt to be sneaky, but the Koreans must be able to smell me somehow because one of the men shoots a flare into the clouds. So, with stealth out the window, and with those dudes taken care of, we disable the jammer. Now we can watch TikTok! Stealing a Humvee, we break the speed limit and the gun laws, and eventually come across another camp. This one's got nothing to do with the story though, but this did happen.
There we go. The fuck is he doing? Bro's breaking it down.
Ooh, I'll have that, thank you. Oh, and that. Taking a lovely slow jog over the beach and through the grasslands, we reach a TAC computer which holds some sort of data, which we want, so we take. Quickly, let's upload 20 terabytes of porn while we're at it. Crash their servers. Obviously, the Korean military would rather we didn't do that, so they attempt to kill us, which doesn't work.
According to these reports, they evacuated the entire civilian population in a matter of days. Where do they hide? It's better. Looks like General Ri Chong-yong is in charge of the whole operation. If you thought this would be easy, think again. Yong means business, and he's got the KPA's elite special forces unit watching his back.
Okay, interesting. Who the f is that guy? Whoops, hopefully no one noticed that. Hey dudes, did you guys hear that car bomb over there? Prophet calls to rush us to the rendezvous because apparently...
There's something here you need to see.
Yes sir, I'm on my way sir. What's up sexy, what do you want to show me? What the fuck? This is the researcher's boat. How it ended up here? Who knows? Why is it frozen? Who knows? What we do know is that we've lost connection to JSOC. And for those like me who don't know what that is, JSOC stands for Joint Special Operations Command. They study special operations requirements and techniques. Anyway, read the wiki page if you want to know more. Psycho also finds a topographic map. Said map has an area highlighted, which Prophet says must be the excavation site. But Psycho is all like, nah motherfucker, I don't buy your locate and evacuate bullshit.
Since when do the North Koreans have themselves a motherfucking freeze ray?
Damn straight boys, you tell him. Oh shit! Jester! No! We're coming for you, sweet summer child. We won't let that flying octopus hurt you. Unfortunately, this chapter opens on a deep tragedy. Jester has been killed, ripped apart by whatever that creature was. If I may get sad for a moment, RIP Jester, you were actually super chill.
So long, mate.
Anyway, let's move on. Sorry, buddy, let me get that. For the first time, we have a nice little squad in gameplay, and we all take a little romantic sprint through the forest in order to get to the KPA comm center. Weirdly, all the men at this station are dead. Safe to assume they got ravaged by that Octonaut. Prophet accesses the KPA's secure channel because I guess he's Aiden Pierce, and he gets some intel regarding some civilian hostages. Apparently, the KPA are holding them in a village nearby. So, naturally, Prophet asks us to go in alone and gather intel while he stays here and monitors incoming comms. Alright dude, you pussy. Nomad arrives in the village, and we figure out the hostages are being held in the village school. We have a look-see through the binos, but we can't see shit, so fuck it. Let's just move in. Improv is my specialty. Shit. I feel like there's a joke about America I could make here, but I can't quite put my finger on the trigger. Alright, let's introduce ourselves to these hostages.
Something tore him to pieces. We thought no one was coming for us. What took you so long?
Well, we had a little trouble finding your boat.
Our boat? Our boat's gone. I contacted Langley a week ago. When no one came, we made a break for the harbor, but something doesn't want us here. Something out there is killing people.
Where's the rest of your team?
Badowski's dead. The others are still at the excavation site. It's east of the heli base above the falls. You have to help them. They don't know what they found.
I know I made the joke at the start of the video, but the more I hear, the more it sounds like Lost had some sort of inspiration from CRYSIS. She gives us a bit more info about the excavation site, as well as what Rosenthal dug up. She says he was excavating what he thought was a statue. Turns out, that shit wasn't a statue, and it started transmitting a signal which led the researchers to a structure in the mountain. Rosenthal thinks it's evidence of a dead civilization. As she's talking, the lovely conversation gets interrupted by a big damn raw earthquake shit or something like that. But before we leave, she tells us that we need to evacuate the island, and whatever the thing is that they found, we can't let the Koreans get a hold of it. Let's go blow some shit up. Let's get the fuck out of here, Nomad. Prophet calls with info regarding another one of the researchers, so we skedaddle over to him. Nomad calls out Prophet for knowing the woman we saved was CIA, but unfortunately, the next chapter starts before the conversation can finish.
The sooner we are off this rock, the better.
Prophet! God damn it, Prophet!
Holy shit, bro. Prophet just got man-napped. Maybe it's karma for something. I mean, who am I to question the universe? Shit, Prophet, what did you do to deserve that? We finally receive communications from Major Strickland. He asks us what's happening, and we tell him Prophet got snatched. And we have 2 men dead. Strickland offers to send a VTOL down to extract us, but Nomad declines and says that he can still finish the mission. But first, we have to disable a second jammer so that we can receive tactical support. So we steamroll through a big encampment of enemies and disable the second jammer. This allows Strickland to run a scan of the area and discover a new military compound. He transmits the coordinates to our suit, so we use the suit to pound some Red Bull and sprint over there. The area is pretty heavily guarded, snipers and all that shit, and the only way in seems to be the bridge that the Furious 5 fought Tai Lung on. Oh, I'll have that. Beep beep boop, hacker man. The data gives us info about the excavation site. So, we hop in a military truck and put the pedal to the metal. Just kidding. I sprint there on foot. Just kidding again. Haha, I bamboozled you twice. 2 times. Yeah, no, I drove there in another Humvee. I gotta say, I do love this whole aesthetic of like high-tech places being in the middle of the woods. I don't have much to say about it really. It's just sick.
General Kyong, listen to me. I'm picking up some very strange readings. We need to know what we're dealing with here before we go on.
You are never this cautious with any of the other forces. I know what happened in the Hindukush, Doctor.
That was different. The other samples, the Afghan artifacts, the Siberian, they were all fragments. This is the first intact specimen we've ever found. We have to proceed with caution.
There is no time, Doctor. The Americans are already on the island.
I'm not concerned with your diplomatic maneuverings, General.
You should be. Your Pentagon will militarize this project. Do you really think they will allow you the same latitude we have?
I understand. I just need a little more time. My scan is almost complete.
This temple is our only concern. I'm not interested in your fossil, Doctor.
Not just a fossil. A fossilized carbon-based machine. A machine that predates man by 2 million years.
That doesn't matter now. This temple is the source
Temple?
of...
Good God, man, we don't even know what that thing is. If you open it, there's no telling what could happen. Hold on. The first images are coming through. What the... That can't be. There's something moving. But that's impossible. My God! Kyung! You have to stop what you're doing! It's too dangerous! You have no idea what's inside!
Dad, what's wrong?
Helena! You have to stop him! You have to get out of there now! They're still alive!
Who's alive? What are you talking about?
The fossil! It's still alive! It's... Oh, God!
Dad, we're picking up a microwave burst transmission from your area. What did you do?
Get out of there now! What the... Who are you?
U.S. Special Forces. We need to get out of here.
Thank God! Kyung has my team, my daughter, up at the mine in the mountains. You have to get to them. I think we've made a terrible mistake. What have I done?
무형 발견. 대피 절차 완료.
Whoa, what the fuck? Unfortunately, this explosion did also kill Rosenthal. RIP, nerd. HQ calls to say that they picked up a huge energy signal from the center of the island after this explosion went off, and asks us what happened. So Nomad talks about Rosenthal's death, and how the whole area got turned into one big ice cube. Nomad also dumps the info that Rosenthal found a bigger relic up in the mountains, so we need to get to the LZ fast and get up there. But to do that, we have to fight through a gauntlet of enemies, starting out in the jungle, making our way down to Shrek's home, and then commandeering a boat to race across the water. Whoa, shit! Another call from Strickland comes in. He informs us that they safely extracted the woman from the school, and Psycho is heading back to the island now. And Nomad tells Strickland that General Kyung is holding the researchers in the mine. After a long, long journey, we arrive in a graveyard where the VTOL's gonna land. But of course, while waiting, we have to fight off some enemies. However, these motherfuckers have nanosuits.
Well, I'll be damned. They aren't supposed to have that technology yet.
Well then why do they have them, Strickland? Maybe you need to keep better lock of your super ultra mega weapons, huh? Idiot. I'm sorry, it's not your responsibility. I think this suit is giving me roid rage. Oh hey guys, how are we all?
Alright, Nomad. Living up to...
Yeah man, that's great. Did you hear Prophet got stolen by an alien? What a fucking pussy, am I right?
I'm actually gonna miss the bastard.
Yeah man, I suppose that was insensitive for me to say. Pussy. Chapter 4 opens while we're still on the VTOL journey. There's a great piece of dialogue here between the Marines and Psycho taking the piss out of each other. These little moments always improve games. Not only does it make characters seem more real, but just like real life, it helps you connect with them. Anyway, we land and get instant PTSD when we witness a brother-in-arms blow the fuck up right in front of us. But we don't have time for trauma, so let's keep moving. We meet up with a dude called Lieutenant Bradley, and he's on the radio to command, telling them that the mission's gone to hell as they're now taking artillery fire from the harbour. But Strickland says fuck you, I actually don't care, and orders the men to take out the AA guns. Yeah, okay Strickland, like these non-super soldier men could just handle that. So let's go.
Good start.
Ba-boom! First one down. There's also some data in this area. Downloading it will give you some info about munition storage in the harbour. I'm not sure if these datapads actually do anything. I tried researching it, but I couldn't find anything talking about the purpose of them. Maybe if I didn't get this datapad talking about the munition storage, it wouldn't be unlocked or some shit. This goddamn harbour, man. Holy shit. I had to retry this area so many times. There's a shit ton of enemies here, as well as a helicopter later in the section. It's rough, man. But after many attempts, I crack through into the boat and disable the third jammer. Doing this now gives us access to use an airstrike. So,
Cruisers down. Hell of a job, Nomad. Our heavy VTOLs are inbound with tanks. Hold up the KPA air units till we get there. Over.
let's keep this gravy train flowing, baby, and get some tanks up in this bitch. So during that lovely section, we destroyed some more shit, and then on foot, we destroy a little roadblock. Nomad radios command and tells them that the ground ahead is ripped apart, and they're gonna need to get earth movers from the harbour to here if they want to advance further. No idea what earth movers are, but if they move earth, then they sound pretty badass, so I'm all for it. And shockingly, that concludes this chapter. Awakening opens with a call from HQ telling Nomad that the air support he promised us isn't actually coming until we clear out an LZ, because he's useless and he can't do f***ing anything without us. So now we, single-handedly, have to take out a base by a refinery. I guess I should get to work then. What in God's name was that? Did we just get farted on by an alien? Shooting the fuel in the back of this truck, we're off to a pretty speedy start in taking down this camp. Many minutes later, and after a lot of bullets have been fired, we rid the camp of Koreans, and hack into their systems to open them to a DDoS attack. Doing this gives command a lock on General Kyung's location. Apparently, he himself is holding the hostages in the mine. Not a very smart move, but what should I expect from a fake human made out of ones and zeros? Moving on to the mine, this whole area is another tricky bitch to complete. There's just a shit ton more enemies, and they're all in difficult positions, up on railings, rooftops and stairs, but obviously you'll eventually make it through just as I did. And it's here that you also get first access to the minigun, which is a very fun weapon. Just as all miniguns are, this one shoots very fast and does a decent amount of damage. Moving on, just a quick PSA, do not run at full speed, head first, into a car that is still slightly moving.
Do you have any ibuprofen? I got a headache.
So now that we've had our painkillers and a few orange slices, we fight our way through the rest of the mine until reaching the start of the mine shaft. As I'm sure you can guess, we fight our way through this as well until we reach the temple that they dug out.
I'm detecting some strange electrical activity inside the structure. The power is fluctuating. Something is definitely going on inside that.
Kyung manages to take us hostage as well as disabling our nanosuit. The first piece of info that we get is Kyung saying that this temple is more than just a temple. He says that it's possible they've discovered the greatest source of power in the world. Helena and some random engineer try to stop Kyung from continuing. But he doesn't like that, so he shoots the engineer in the fucking forehead.
Jesus Christ!
R.I.P. Bozo. I've just realised I haven't introduced Helena as Helena. She was just the girl from the school. This is Helena. Now you know. Oh, you've done did it now, boy. I'm gonna beat the brakes off of you. Oh, that's right. You're nothing to me, Kyong. You're just like a little bug.
Over here!
Oh, yeah, right. I forgot you were here. Let's get out of here, shall we?
This whole place is coming down!
Oh, right, Helena. You don't have to yell. I'm right here. On our way up the mine shaft, we tell Helena that we're US Special Forces. And, unfortunately, she asks us if her father made it. Her dad was Rosenthal, if you don't remember. We tell her that he died in the ice blast, but she must have hated her father because she just accepts it right then and there and moves on. The elevator then craps out on us and we get stuck in the shaft. But it's fine because Strickland orders us an Uber Air and it manages to fly into the cave.
Yeah, you do that. Perfect.
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me that a simple drop from an elevator is something that can knock out a fucking super soldier with a super suit? What a pussy. After waking up from his power nap, Nomad responds to Command's radio call. He lets Strickland know that he's still kicking, and Strickland informs Nomad that the cave entrance has collapsed, but he's still tracking our suit. So all we need to do is find another way out and a VTOL will come and pick us up. Nomad decides the best plan is to go into the temple in the cave, and here's where shit starts getting much more interesting. First things first, as soon as we walk in, Command loses our video feed, and the audio connection starts to fail as well. Soon we lose all communication to Strickland. We're on our own. We start floating as the gravity turns off, and the further we head into the rabbit hole, the weirder it gets. What the fuck are you? Oh, you're like some mutated jellyfish. I suppose it's time I start talking about these aliens. What are they? Where do they come from? What's their purpose? This species is called the Ceph. They're a race of technologically advanced aliens that arrived on Earth millions of years ago. And, as I'm sure you've guessed, the Koreans awakened them. They're a hostile group of pricks, and they're waging what appears to be a war of extermination against us all. There's a lot of theories of their reasoning behind their aggressiveness towards humanity, but it's speculated that they're attempting to preserve Earth's environment from the humans. Apparently there was also a novel written in the CRYSIS universe, and directly quoting the CRYSIS wiki, their purpose is also expanded upon in the novel CRYSIS Legion. Jacob Hargrave speculates that, since the Ceph have such an advanced technology that can create practically anything they can think of, their sole interest is in the things they can't think of. Namely, surprising proteins and organisms that evolution gives rise to over millions of years of adaptation. If this is the case, then the Ceph stationed on Earth are only an automated system programmed to wake up every once in a while to scout the planet for scientific data that might be useful. So basically, the Ceph are a very, very old species of alien that are assumed to be some sort of guardian of Earth's health. But that's not confirmed, so we'll just move on for now. Eventually, we find another way out of the cave, and our signal to Command finally comes back.
Nomad, are you out? I've got your signal strong and clear. Looks like you're back online. Transmitting your video data to JSOC now.
I can see daylight.
I'm closing in on your signal. Looks like an exit point, but I can't get too close. Approaching visual range.
There he is. Nomad, we see you. Look out!
Damn it, I'm hit! I'm hit!
Whoa, shit, alright, nice little environmental shift. I gotta admit, I love the snow vibe. More games need snow.
Strickland, this is Nomad. I found your Marines.
Any survivors, son?
That's a negative, sir. No survivors.
Hell, I got 2 platoons lost up on that mountain. Okay, we need to get you out of there. Make your way to the edge of the sphere. I'll try to arrange a pickup.
What the?
Let's get the ugly bastards a taste of their own. You with me, son? Hell yeah!
Again, this is another section that's really damn tough. It's just endless. Loads of enemies, not enough ammo. But once again, I prevail because I'm an epic gamer. The worst part of all of it though is that you have to stay close to and protect Prophet. And quite the opposite to his apparent toughness, the weakling dies super fast if you don't protect him. Once you kill all the enemies, his suit begins to fail and he starts freezing to death. And now you have to escort him to the LZ for extraction. This chapter opens with us meeting a recon team that Strickland sent out. Prophet lets them know that all their men are dead, and the soldier asks us what the creatures are attacking us. Prophet brushes it off and asks where their CO is. We head inside and overhear the convo between the commander and Strickland. Strickland tells him that we all need to head down the valley because we can't risk another VTOL being shot down trying to pick us up. But before we can begin our journey, more Ceph attack us. We defeat them all, jump in a truck, and begin zooming down the valley until we get to Strickland. We come across a downed VTOL, and for some reason Helena is trapped inside. I'm sorry, but would they not have prioritized getting her to safety? Do you mean to tell me that when the helo picked her up in the mine, they just flew around until they could track my suit again? That's fucking stupid. Anyway, the pilot is dead, fuel is leaking, and the door is stuck. So, Prophet volunteers to rip off the door because he wants to prove to Helena that he's a man, and we have to once again defend him while he's doing this. A helo lands to pick up Prophet and Helena, but f*** us, I guess. We don't get to go with them, and we have to head on foot to a defense post. And you guessed it, we defend the area. And here's an actual surprise. Motherfucking Strickland shows up. Actually gonna get your hands dirty, are you, boss?
Strickland!
Okay then. Oh yeah, and this massive mofo is now a part of this war. Chapter 9 begins inside another VTOL. The ride is rough as the Ceph are out in full swing, and the weather is f***ing us up on top of that. This mission is super cool though, but I'm a sucker for games to switch up the gameplay for specific missions. Admittedly though, this one is a little boring. In my opinion, it just lasts for too long, and all you're doing is flying from one point to the other, shooting some aliens, and then flying to the next point of interest. That alone isn't a bad thing, but the fact that it goes on for as long as it does is certainly a negative for me. Another thing that makes it worse is that there are these tornadoes in this section that will royally f*** you up if you get caught by them. One awesome upside from this section though is that you can see the ice sphere that the Ceph created when the doors to the temple opened. We finish up shooting the flying squids and start making our way back to the aircraft carrier. This game really loves sticking you in the back of the VTOL, doesn't it?
Nomad! Thank God you made it! Take a look at this! One of the pilots brought it in.
Oi, Nomad! Get a load of this ugly bastard!
Yeah, Psycho's little trophy. Hey, be careful!
The Admiral's nuts bringing this thing on board.
You got something to say, Colin?
No, sir. Think so.
What the hell? It's dead now, ain't it?
We saw the same thing with our generators in the mine. These creatures drain energy from nearby power sources.
You could have mentioned that before we brought it on board.
Nomad, the Admiral wants to see you down in CDC. That video feed you sent back's causing a bit of a stir. Better get down there.
Man. You go on. I'll see you later.
Okay, great. So we're back on the ship. And we have an alien specimen for the scientists to poke and prod at. It did come back to life with a lucky lightning strike, but I doubt that's an issue. I better go see the Admiral then. We shoot the ship with Psycho whilst on our walk to the Admiral, and he says he thinks Prophet's losing it. Whatever happened to him really shook him up, and he's talking about going back to the island. We arrive in the navigation comms room, whatever this place is, and listen to what the Admiral has to say. He tells us that thanks to our video feed from the suit, the Joint Chiefs have recommended a nuclear assault on the island. So now all we need to do is wait for the White House to authorize the attack. Helena butts in and tries to convince Morrison to call off the nuclear strike, but he tells her that she's dumb and explains why she's dumb.
It could be a distress signal. A call for help.
You said the samples you found were millions of years old.
That's true. But this technology is so advanced, it can't be terrestrial. What if they were stranded here, and now they're calling for help?
Whatever they are, wherever they're from, we need to act quickly. I have planes armed with nuclear missiles on standby.
With respect, sir, there's no guarantee a missile will even breach their defensive perimeter.
You want guarantees, buy a toaster. I'm not gonna sit around and hypothesize while the safety of our planet is at stake.
This is ridiculous. Those things have drained every power source they've come into contact with. The whole mountain is one giant power sink. Look at the schematic. This energy source runs through the entire structure of the mountain. Look at the shape of it. Compare it to the creature we brought on board. My guess is this thing's biological. A living entity that feeds on power. We can't predict what will happen if we use nuclear weapons against it.
You care to predict what will happen if we don't?
I think there's another way. I just need more time.
There is no more time, Doctor.
Sir, we just lost contact with the USS Lexington.
I want all non-critical personnel out of here right now.
I'll be in the armory. Come find me when you're through with this asshole.
Well shit, Admiral. I think that backfired heavily on you. She completely demolished you. Oh shit, Prophet, here you are. You seem pretty normal. Psycho said you were going loopy, mate. I don't quite know exactly what's going on here, but I believe Prophet is getting studied. Helena and the scientists are doing this because, as we saw, Prophet managed to get one of the alien weapons working. And as the scientist points out, it would have taken them weeks to reverse engineer it to do that. But Prophet managed to do it on the field, and managed to integrate its power source with his nanosuit, which is an incredible achievement. It turns out that he's also getting his suit modified, and the scientist confirms Prophet requested extra power to be diverted to his hydro thrusters, which, if you don't know, are the thrusters used to push sea vessels through the water. Now it's our turn to get in the comfy chair. Helen and this random scientist guy are going to retrieve the environmental data from Nomad's suit recording.
Hey, boss, where you going?
I'm gonna finish this.
I reckon nuking the entire island is about as final as it gets.
What Admiral Morrison does is not my concern. This nuke won't even scratch the surface.
Prophet, wait!
Shit, Psycho, I mean, if he wants to go, I doubt you or anyone else is going to be able to stop him. He's clearly on a mission, and he definitely knows more than he's telling us. Helena and the scientist speak some gibberish to each other. Turns out she's identified a signal pattern that the Ceph use when they recharge, and she thinks that this will make them susceptible to an energy overload, and wants to use our nanosuit as the transmitter.
What exactly are you guys doing to me?
If my theory is correct, you'll be a walking weapon to fight these things.
Motherfucker, I already am a walking weapon. Who do you think you're talking to? Helena gets called to the bridge, and as the scientist is talking about trying to get with her, another geezer brings in a huge weapon. A weapon that works with the nanosuit and fires a tactical nuke. But the doc says I can't have it because it's a prototype. Okay, dude. Sure. I won't touch it. I'm gonna get that fucking weapon. Big dog! What's up, Admiral?
Crazy bastard just signed his own death warrant.
Oh, yeah. Prophet's gone AWOL, sir. I say we launch the nuke anyway. If he's as badass as he says he is, he's gonna be fine.
The Pentagon has authorized the use of nuclear force. I have my orders.
Constitution Command, this is Morale 1. We've got lock. Approaching critical range.
Stand by. We're ready, sir.
What if you're wrong, Admiral? Can you live with the consequences?
Proceed with the launch.
Aye, aye, sir.
Morale 1, this is Constitution Command. That's a green light. Deliver the payload. Over.
I hope you're right about this.
You, me, and the rest of the planet.
Sir, we've got multiple contacts inbound. 8, no, 12. Oh, shit! Everybody down!
Well, look at that, Helena. You were right. A bump on the head by a bomb isn't enough to put Nomad down, though. Apparently not enough to knock Morrison down either. He barks at us to get back up, out, and fight. Yes, sir. I'll kill every last one of them. Let me out of here! Oh shit, this is not looking good. Listening to our orders, we fight and kill a shit ton of Ceph. Do this for long enough and the Admiral will give you new orders. Some engineers are stuck on the lower decks and the Ceph are breaking into the reactor core, so we should probably take care of that.
No.
There's a breach in the hull and the ship is taking on water. Not only that, but everything is either sparking or spewing fire at us.
First, you need to disable the circuit breakers in the exchange room. That allows you to restart the reactor safely.
Thank you for the info, bro. I'll go and sort that out right now. Shmaboom. Ooh, big red button.
Scram sequence initiated.
Good work, Nomad. The control rods should bottom now.
Unfortunately for us, the power core rods become jammed and the Ceph break into the reactor room. So that means Nomad must venture into the cancer creation chamber. But first, Helena begins transmitting the earlier mentioned signal that will give the aliens a heart attack. And it seems to work out pretty well.
I think it's working.
Don't sound so surprised. I told you this would work.
Good lord, it's fucking spicy in here. I can feel tumours growing by the bunch. We managed to get the rods back into the core before the radiation turns us into a Cronenberg monster, and the core shuts down. Morrison radios in order to get us back on the deck, so we fight through another wave of enemies in the lower deck, which then allows us to fight through a wave of enemies on the upper deck. Oh, I told you I'd fucking get it.
I've got the tac cannon.
Get the fucking
No, man.
Nomad! You have to save these people. Get out on deck!
R.I.P. Admiral Morrison. You were a bit of a retard, but I guess you were kind of okay.
Where are you?
Oh my god. This boss fight is super simple, but it's still fun. You have to shoot the shit out of it until it dies. Eventually the big Ceph will fall, and it gets so upset about falling over that it blows itself up. So it's over now, right? Right? Nope, not at all. Another humongous Ceph comes out of the water. A huge, even bigger enemy than the last. The first order of business taking this one down is destroying all the turrets that it has on its body. Doing this allows Psycho and Helena to get close in a VTOL and disable its shield. Once the shield is down, you can launch a nuke right onto its, right shoulder, I guess?
Beautiful. That's one down.
Do that to the other side and it will begin to fly above the ship. There's a few more turrets which you'll have to destroy, and this sends out a new wave of enemies. After killing them all, shoot the glowing panel on the underside of the ship, and now you can launch multiple nukes into its chest cavity. It starts to blow the fuck up, and the VTOL lands on the ship, which now you have to run to. But it's really goddamn annoying, because for some reason, the devs decided that you shouldn't be allowed to sprint during this section.
Come on! You can make it! Come on, Psycho! Go, go, go! There's a naval fleet en route from Japan. They'll be here within the hour.
I'm setting course to intercept.
No. We know how to beat them now. We need to keep fighting.
I'm picking up a transmission.
What is it?
You ain't gonna believe this, mate. It's Prophet.
He's alive?
And kicking by the sound of it. Looks like he's inside the sphere.
Lock onto his position. Going back.
I think CRYSIS still holds up pretty goddamn well. While it's certainly dated, it's not bad, or even super janky like a lot of older games. It still looks really good, and I think it always will. It really solidified itself as a benchmark game. I mean, when it first came out, the phrase, "but can it run CRYSIS?" became a widespread saying when talking about PCs. Of course now that's not an issue, but it's still something people say, because that's how iconic it became. I talked about it briefly in the beginning, but I want to talk further about how insane this game was when it came out. If you don't know what DX10 is, DX10 stands for DirectX 10, which is a version of the Microsoft DirectX application programming interface. It allows software to interact directly with the PC's graphics card. Anyway, CRYSIS used features in DX10 that video cards hadn't even caught up with yet, and the devs used them in ways that were being pioneered at the time. However, CRYSIS was coded for single-core processors. This meant that when better CPUs came out, even ones with 16 cores, CRYSIS will always only use one single core to run. So now the phrase, "but can it still run CRYSIS?" is an ongoing joke because CRYSIS is unable to scale with new hardware. Another thing of note is that CRYSIS was developed as an advertisement for a game engine called CryEngine. In short, the game was developed with only PC in mind, innovating on the software they had access to, pushing the new technology to its limits, and still facilitating the gamers that wouldn't have access to the new tech. Again, there's a document in the description which you should read if you're interested in it. It lists all the features the game has and goes into further detail than I have in this video. Now, in terms of gameplay, story and all that shizzle, I think it's still really fun. It's surprisingly hard, enemies spot you instantly, your health bar really isn't that padded, and you will die extremely fast if you're not careful. But it's great, the gunplay feels responsive and quick, the fact that you can choose if you want to go stealth or not is always great, and the physics are amazing as well. Shit breaks, bodies fly, and you can throw people through walls. It's awesome. The story is also pretty damn good. The whole conspiracy theory shit is cool, Raptor Team being suspicious about Prophet and the info that he's hiding. Then they all become more and more confused because it leads to the explosion of aliens being widespread info. I can safely say that it's solid. I mean, is there anything else that I really need to say? It's available on consoles as well as PC. The remaster came out somewhat recently in 2020. And if you have any sort of interest in it, buy it, download it and play it. It's not long. I mean, it's like 8 to 12 hours I'd say. It depends on the difficulty you stick it on. But it's 100% worth it, I'm telling you. Shit, man. It's over. The video's done. I've said everything I wanted or needed to say. Play CRYSIS. It's good. Thank you all for watching. This was a much less stressful video to make than the Dead Space one. It did not take nearly as much time, as I'm sure you can tell by the fact that there hasn't been a 2-month gap in between videos. I do plan on making videos for CRYSIS 2 and for CRYSIS 3. I've got all the footage recorded. However, that's not what's coming up next. So, I hope you all enjoy the trailer for the next video, and I will see you in the next one.